We all want our lives to have meaning. We want to know we have value, but we often try to secure that value by assuming we are a little bit better than the people around us. This sense of superiority functions as a disguised spiritual disease. It tricks us into thinking we are humble while we remain focused on ourselves. You might even find yourself feeling proud that you aren't an arrogant person. Because this attitude hides so well, it builds a barrier without our knowledge. While we think we're just living our lives, we are actually creating a distance between ourselves, our neighbors, and God. Author C.S. Lewis suggested a specific way to detect if this hidden pride is active in your life. He proposed a simple diagnostic question. To find out how proud you are, ask yourself, how much do I dislike it when other people snub me, or patronize me, or show off? The intensity of your offense in those moments is the measure of your own ego. Pride demands isolation. It places every individual in a direct, unyielding competition with everyone else's sense of self-importance. This instinct to climb over others has a cosmic origin. The biblical account traces the beginning of this self-elevation to the ambition of Lucifer. In Isaiah 14, his rebellion is defined by 5 declarations. I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne. I will sit enthroned on the mount. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. Lucifer aimed to displace the Creator and occupy the highest place. The ego expands until it shuts out everything else. The text notes that this trajectory ended in a specific consequence. The effort spent trying to ascend into the heavens resulted in being brought down to the depths of the pit. Human history mirrors this attempt at self-reach. The builders of Babel stacked bricks to make a name for themselves, trying to touch the heavens on their own power. But a sense of superiority makes it impossible to approach God. You cannot have a relationship with a being who is immeasurably superior to you if you are convinced of your own greatness. As long as you are looking down on the people around you, you cannot see what is above you. Moses began his life in the center of Egyptian power. He was educated in the palace and possessed the status, wealth, and self-sufficiency of a prince. That status was replaced by 40 years in the isolation of the wilderness. He was stripped of his rank and forced into the quiet life of a shepherd in the mountains of Midian. In this environment, Moses had to unlearn his reliance on his own strength. He shifted from a man confident in his royal training to a man who recognized his total need for God's guidance. In the logic of God's kingdom, the path to leading a nation out of slavery began by walking away from the palace and into decades of obscurity. Even religious devotion can be corrupted by the instinct to climb. Spiritual pride uses perceived goodness or religious achievement as a tool to look down on others. Jesus told a story about 2 men at a temple. A Pharisee stood at the front, thanking God that he was better than the evildoers around him. Meanwhile, a tax collector stood at a distance, refusing to even look up, and asked for mercy. The verdict rests on the heart's posture. Those who build monuments to their own righteousness find themselves emptied, while those who recognize their poverty are the ones God lifts up. The disciples of Jesus struggled with this same obsession. Even while traveling with him, they argued over who among them would hold the highest positions of honor. While they focused on status, Jesus chose the opposite. He had the right to the highest place, yet he spent his life serving the broken, washing feet, and sacrificing himself for others. When helmed against the scale of Christ's humility, the individual achievements we use to justify our pride lose their weight. This realization shifts the focus away from the human ego. It suggests that we do not have to spend our lives striving to manufacture our own worth. You can let go of the exhausting burden of proving you are smarter, more talented, or more significant than those around you. There is freedom in realizing your worth is held by a creator who knows your flaws and loves you regardless of your social or religious rank. True humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. It is the end of the climb and the beginning of rest. The foundational law of this kingdom remains: whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. You can abandon the illusion of the climb. There is peace waiting for you at the bottom.